Hello and welcome to this video. We're going to be looking at theoretical versus experimental probability. This is a video targeted at students in Essential Math 40S in the probability unit. Theoretical versus experimental probability it's the same idea of looking at probability as successful outcomes over total outcomes. It's just a question of where do those numbers come from. Experimental probability is when you actually perform an experiment like rolling a die 10 times or spinning a spinner 8 times and then recording the number of times that it lands on each thing and coming up with a probability. Theoretical probability, which is what most of this unit is about predicting what's going to happen in the future. So you're getting your numbers from a prediction, not from what actually happened. So again, experimental probability is based on what happened in an experiment you performed in the past, whereas theoretical is based on what should happen according to the total number of outcomes in the future. So we've got an example to look at the difference between these. Eugene rolls a six-sided die 15 times. 12 of those times he rolls a 4. So the first question is, what's the theoretical probability that Eugene rolls a 4? Theoretical isn't based on what actually happened, so we don't care about this at all. Theoretical just says the probability is successful outcomes over total outcomes. So on a six-sided die, there are 6 possible outcomes, and rolling a 4 is one of those outcomes. So your theoretical probability of rolling a 4 is 1 out of 6. Your experimental probability is not based on how many sides there are on the die, but what actually happened. He rolled the die 15 times, so the total number of experiments he performed was 15. So there's 15 total outcomes of what actually happened. 12 times out of the 15 he rolled a 4. So you get 12 on top because 12 of the times that he rolled he was successful in rolling a 4. You can see these are very different numbers. 1/6 equates to approximately 17%, and 12/15 is 80%. So this die is a little weird, I guess, because we got 80% for what actually happened versus 17% for what really happened. So why are they different? Well, there could be a lot of explanations for that. The die could be weighted, which is a way that people cheat. Or more likely, when you do an experiment, you can get these weird runs. You could get 12 4s in a row, which isn't likely to happen, but could happen. Anything could happen when you roll the die. You could roll it and get 1,000 4s in a row, at which point you'd start thinking something was very, very weird, but that could happen in randomness. If the die isn't weighted or a cheated die at all, what'll happen is if he doesn't roll 15 times, if he rolled around 1 billion times, just devoted his whole life to just rolling dice again and again and again, you would find that the experimental probability would start to approach the 17% that the theoretical probability predicted. You have to do a lot of trials to make sure that the randomness element is played out and that you'll end up very close to the theoretical probability. Again, assuming it's not a die that's weighted or nobody's cheating or affecting the outcome in any way. So that's the difference. Theoretical probability is what should happen. Experimental probability is what did happen in the past. I hope this helps clear that up a little bit, and thanks for watching the video.